Hey, what's going on, people? It's Friday. TGIF is what they say. TGIF, and we've got full signals. Everything seems to be rolling. I'm just going to do a quick check on Facebook, make sure that everything is streaming live as it's supposed to be. Hey, it's Friday, and I'm just happy to be here. I didn't think we'd be talking about the coronavirus this long into the show. It just seems to just keep going and going, and I keep trying to tell people, hey, listen, ignore the fear porn, and stop screaming with your head on fire that we're all going to die. But nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen. Everybody thinks that this is just the worst thing that's ever happened to South Florida. I guess they haven't lived through some hurricanes where people actually ended up dying and losing everything. But, here's my feeling. I'm going to change the way I've been talking about telling people to look at the data, because obviously there's a mental block. I just got a text from a good friend of mine who's talking about what Axios says online. They refuse to actually look at the actual data. They just don't want to see it. So I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to go, we're all going to die, and let's just get to it. In the interim, since we're all going to die, and I'm going to prove to you that you're basically full of crap, if you believe that, if we're all going to die and, there's just nothing we can do, we're going to have to wait this out for 2 years, go ahead and sell me your property today at a discount. Since nobody's going to be able to come see your house because they can't go out because of the Rona, what do you think is going to happen to the value? Because we're going to see a wave of foreclosures and evictions like we've never seen because of the coronavirus. If all these things are going to happen, if we are going to see people just die crazily here in South Florida, then you don't need your house. Who cares what it appraises at? Take whatever cash I can give you and go ahead. Live the rest of your days wherever you can and be happy. Go on the beach and frolic and jump in the sand and surf. Toss off the mask and say money doesn't really matter because we're all going to die. I bet you won't do it. I bet you'll talk about this in a political vein, and you'll keep talking about how it's all just, the Rona is just crazy, and we're going to see 10,000 cases a day, and we need to wear a mask, and we're all going to die. But I'm going to call you on your bullshit. If you really think that this could be the apocalypse we've all been waiting for, if you think that this is the end, go ahead and give me a call and sell me your property. That's all I can say to you. I'm waiting. I'm easy to find. Go to the website, hit me up with a message. Hey, Barry, I want to just liquidate. I just want to get out of here. I want to spend the rest of my limited days with my children, grandchildren, wife, spouse, Zaby, they be, he be, she be, whoever. If you just want to go ahead and check out, if you really think that we're all going to die and that the coronas is just engulfing Florida and that there's nothing else we can do. Nothing else we can do. Just everybody's got to go inside and hunker down. If that's what you really think, put your money behind your ass. I don't know, that's not how it goes, but put your money where your mouth is. If you think the end of the world and it's not political, if you truly think it's not political and that things are happening right now in apocalyptic form, and that there's no way we're going to pull out of this, and that unless we stay in the house, unless you see your property values, unless you see the stock market, unless you see no football, no baseball, unless you see that being the only remedy, give me a call, sell me your house, go live the rest of your days in complete bliss, knowing that you have nothing to worry about. I will be your answer. I will gladly stroke you a check for whatever I think the property is worth, since you don't care, right? You don't really care what that property value is. You don't care because you're ignoring everything of reason. You're ignoring anything of data, and it doesn't really matter who wins the election. We're going to be a socialist country. That's what you're thinking, that's what you want, then why even worry about the value of your property? I mean, seriously. Let's look at some of the data that came out in the last day or so. And I won't even talk about the data that I usually talk about. Let's just talk about, oh my God, there's 123,000 cases in the state of Florida. We've got 120,000 residents who are sick. We've got 3,300 people died. We've got, oh my God, 14,000 people in the hospital cumulatively. Over here, we can see that this cases spiked to 9,000 cases in a day. At this point, you've got to be saying to yourself, it's all over. Doesn't matter. There's nothing that can save us. We're all going to die. We're all going to succumb to the corona. And if you truly believe that, back it up. Quit your job, first of all. Just walk in and tell your boss, I'm done. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to go live the rest of my days, however many may be, in bliss. I'm going to sell my car. I'm going to sell my house. I'm just going to take whatever cash I can get and just live happily until the corona comes to get me. Yeah. I want you to feel that fear now. Now I'm done trying to help you. I'm done trying to show you the data here that says, hey, listen, we had 9,000 people who got sick, but down here, nobody's dying. I'm done trying to show you that. I'm done trying to show you by zip code and by county in terms of by testing that only 6.9% of people had an overall positive test. This won't happen anymore. Now I'm at the point where you gotta sell it to me. You have no choice. You need to just get me your property. We are all going to die, and there's nothing else we can do about it. That's where I am. You can't have it both ways. You can't sit on your property, tell your agent, hey, listen, I wonder what price I can get. Do you think we can get $350, $400? If I hold off a couple weeks, what do you think we can get? It doesn't matter. If you think we're all going to die, if you think that we're in this for the long haul, and you've bought into that, now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Now it's time to fully embrace the corona. Today is June 26th. They're already talking about, we don't even know if we're going to open school. We don't know if we're going to have college football. It's incredible to think that people could even be thinking about football. So maybe next year, maybe 2021 after the election, wink, wink, when everything gets better. But if you truly believe that, if you're in for the long haul, if you think that come November 3rd, when the election happens one way or the other, that this is going to go away, you're nuts. No, they're going to keep pushing this. Fauci's already said it's going to have a second wave. So if you are a believer in that, I want to call you on your bullshit. I want to call you right now and say, put your money where your mouth is. Take your chips, push them all in, give me a call, and let me give you an offer on your property. Because you obviously don't want it. Now, I bet you people are going to say, well, Barry, you're crazy. I just couldn't dump my property. Why not? If you think, we're all going to die and we need to stay in the house for the next 5 or 6 months, we need to lock down the economy. Let me ask you a question. Your property's already going to take a hit. What would happen if the economy got locked down again? What if you got what you wish for? What if you got another 3-4 months with people not working? Another 3 or 4 months without able to market your property? Where do you think the property value is going to go? What's going to happen on July 2nd when the moratorium on foreclosures and evictions hit? And they just keep piling up because months and months and months of inactivity. This is what you believe. This is your religion at this point. You believe we should all be locked in a house. You believe that this corona thing is awful, that we can't get control of it. You don't think we should be playing college football. You don't think we should be playing baseball or basketball. You don't think there should be concerts. You don't even think people should be going to church. If you don't think people should be going to church, how in the hell do you think you should be selling your house? Own your shit. If that's what you truly believe, I'm calling you out on it today. I'm telling you, if this is what your mindset is, if this is what you feel, then stand up behind it. Be a man, be a woman, be whatever that other genders are. Be somebody. Stand up and say, I believe we're done. I'm closing up shop for the next 5 or 6 months, and I'm not going to go through this anymore. And I believe, we should all be socialists and all get along and have communes, and calling you on it. I just wonder how many people are willing to stand up for what they really believe. Once you call them on their bullshit, what ends up happening? When you say you can't have it both ways, you're either terrified or you're full of shit. There's only two answers there. When I'm getting texts from people and they're telling me, oh my God, look at Axios and look at this site and that site. I'm like, I live here. You live here if you're in South Florida. Yes, 3,200 people died in the state of 21 million people. But we're shutting down economies, freaking out. It makes no sense. So I decided to take a turn. I'm actually going to start my marketing. I'm going to start new marketing. And basically it's going to say, hey, listen, if you think this is the end of the world, if you think that we're reaching an apocalyptic times and that the corona is going to be with us for a while, then you need to give me a call and sell your property. I can cash you out today, well, maybe in the next 4 or 5 days, and then you can live a life of bliss on the beach until the end of your days. That, what I just said, I'm going to cut. That's going to be my ad. That's going to be an ad that I'm going to send out to people. I just wonder how many people are going to say, this guy's nuts. This guy's crazy. This guy's making stuff up. Yeah, but so are you. So are you. Come on, man. This is just a masked chance and opportunity to make a political statement. How many people are truly afraid? How many people really believe this? Because if we did, we'd see people just cashing out stocks, liquidating their bank accounts, selling properties, selling cars, if they really believed it. I know that if I thought this was the end, what I would be doing, I'd be spending as much time with my wife, child, and grandchildren and family as possible, and none of this would ever matter again. I'd never watch TV. I'd never even tune into a news show. Nothing. I wouldn't go to work. I wouldn't work with any clients. Wouldn't buy any houses. I would take whatever we have and just hunker down and wait for it to happen. Wait for the comet. Waiting for the big corona to pass by and take us all. If I was one of those people who believe this shit. But I'm not. But I'd love to work with somebody who does. I'd love to work with some of you people who think this is just the worst thing possible, because I'm in a position where I'm going to say, you're absolutely full of it. Here's a check that you really don't need because you won't be able to spend it because you're going to die. Your relatives are going to die. Everybody you know is going to die. So you don't need the money. Why would you need to wait for a high offer on a property? Why wouldn't you just take what I can get? I'll talk to the bank. I'll see if the bank will take less. The bank's probably going to take less, right? The bank thinks that it's the end of the world. You see them just walking away from mortgages, don't you? Nah, you don't. So it's easy to see, in all my facetiousness here in the last 15 minutes, it's easy to see that this is merely a political ploy, because if people actually believed the bullshit they were spewing, they would be acting like they believe the bullshit that they're spewing. You can't have it both ways. So it's very easy to see where people are. I mean, at least with the nut jobs rioting and protesting, you can see they believe what they're saying. They're willing to go to jail, probably willing to get shot, willing to die maybe for the cause. Are you? Are you ready to stand behind everything you say on Twitter, everything you say on Facebook, everything you're texting me? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to just close up shop because you're afraid? And you're telling everyone that they need to wear a mask? Are you the Karen in your group that runs around going, no mask, no mask? Is that you? Then sell me your house. There shouldn't even be a negotiation. I understand that you know that for the next 5 or 6 months or whatever you plan on staying inside. If that's the case, you don't need the house that you're in. You don't need to accumulate back rent. You don't need to have a delinquency on your mortgage. Here's some cash. Go rent a tent. Move into CHOP or whatever. Bring the family in. Have a campfire. Roast some marshmallows and shut the fuck up. Oops, I'm going to have to bleep that out before somebody complains. That's where I'm at right now. You know, I look at some things that, in addition, that's in the news, and it's funny. Yeah, funny to me because, you know, you see stuff like this on CNBC, which is a financial news network. This is a network that is promoting the financial markets. And you see something like this. Florida reports nearly 9,000 new coronavirus cases, shattering the record for a single day jump. And you can scroll all the way down here. It tells you a cumulative death toll, but it's not going to tell you. I'm scrolling. It's not going to tell you how many people died. You know why? They don't want you to know that. That's not important. The only thing that's important is that you're just terrified and you just want to stay in your basement. That's the only thing that's important to these people. Keep you in fear. And then for people in business who are trying to claw their way out, for some people in business who are like, hey, listen, we want this to get better, then you get stuff like this, which is almost just lying to you anyway. Existing home sales plunge in May. I love that term. Existing home sales plunge in May, but realtors think that was the bottom. Existing home sales plunge. We're in the middle of the pandemic, supposedly. We've got people crying and complaining that we all need to be wearing masks and shut down the economy. And realtors think that was the bottom? May? Are you freaking kidding me? You guys I mentioned my crystal ball. That's not a crystal ball. That's a wish and a prayer. That's just throwing a coin in the fountain and hoping for the best. Are you kidding me? Realtors think that was the bottom? What realtors did you talk to? I'm on the phone with realtors all day. And I'm looking at days on market. I'm looking at things like absorption rate. I'm looking at things that indicate where the market is. I'm looking at what's going to happen on July 2nd down here. I'm looking at 1,100% rise in mortgage delinquencies. I'm looking at 50% of people are considering to sell their home. And you think you've hit the bottom? No wonder. I know you're trying to, nothing to see here. Everything's fine. You've seen the meme. Nothing to see here, folks. No, there's everything to see here. There's just so much to see here. And I love my best quote, obviously, is be greedy when others are fearful. Now, the problem with this is I need to have a different line as to be aggressive when others are full of shit. Call them out on their bullshit. Call them out and say, hey, listen, as a matter of fact, that may be the opening salvo in a negotiation. Hey, do you think we should be locked down? Yeah. How long do you think we should be locked down, Mr. Seller? Another 3-4 months. Okay. So with 1,100% increase in mortgage delinquencies, with a wave of foreclosures and evictions happening beginning on July 2nd, if DeSantis doesn't extend the moratorium, with 50% of people who own a home looking to sell it, what do you know that says your property value is going to maintain itself? Did you know all this information? Oh, Mr. Realtor, did you not tell him, did you not tell this guy what was going on in the market? And also, if you believe we're going to be tied up for 5 or 6 months and all these wave of foreclosures are coming up behind you, what do you think that's going to do to the value of your property? Hey, Mr. Realtor, tell him that this is not the truth. Tell him that we're a long way away from the bottom. Let him know we are far, far, far from the bottom. If you want to be truthful with your client. But then again, instead of that, you could be concentrating on just more absolute bullshit. This story came out today. It just drove me absolutely nuts. So you've got the board of realtors in Houston, and this is probably going to catch fire, who are bending the knee to the mob and not going to use the term master bedroom or master bath again. Now they're just going to call it primary bedroom, primary bath. What is wrong with you people? What is the corona that real that it's affected your mind? It's seeped in. It's taken hold of your brain and your pituitary gland. Is it just melting? Is there just stuff melting in your head? Are you serious? We're not going to use the term master bedroom or master bath again because it connotates slavery. Seriously? It's 2020 and you're worried about the term master bedroom and master bathroom and how people might be affected, but you're saying this shit? That you think that, hey, I think we've hit the bottom of the market. So I think Mr. Seller, Mr. Jones here, we're going to be okay. We're going to be able to sell your property, and I think I'm going to get top dollar. So I'm going to market it at $350. Here's your CMA. And the CMA that I pulled out of my rear end says that your property is worth, $350,000 because you've got 4 bedrooms, you got a master, not a master bedroom, you've got a primary bedroom. Because you no longer have a master bedroom, you have a primary bedroom and primary bath. And I think we've hit the bottom of the market, so you're going to be okay. Things are going to go up from here. Things are going to get much better. Really? Is that what you think? You think things are going to get much better? Well, it doesn't cost you anything to say that, but Mr. Seller, nope, we're all going to die. Every single one of us. It's just a matter of time. Yes, I've been quite facetious and sarcastic for the last 25 minutes, if you're still here, is because I'm over it. And I gotta believe you're over it too. But at the same time, I'm almost happy inside that there are so many people who aren't over it. As a businessman who looks to acquire properties and then resell them, I'm almost giddy. I'm excited. From now on, I'm going to use the coronavirus as a marketing ploy. Hey, are you worried about the value of your home sinking before we find a cure for the coronavirus? Now may be a good time to get out. While everyone else is kicking the tires and wondering what's going to happen, I can give you an offer in 24 hours, and we can close in 7 to 10 days. Give me a call. Yeah, that's where I'm going. Let me see how that works. Let me use this psychological NLP against their own self-interest. If there are really that many Karens out there, which obviously they are, I see it on Twitter all day long. And besides that, help me out and discount your property. Please. I need to buy some properties and make some money. I'm a black man, and I've been oppressed. Oh, let's use all this shit. It's time to pull all those arrows out the quiver. I'm a black man. I know you've got a primary master bedroom. Primary bathroom. And I heard you say master when you described it to me, so I'm really, really upset. I'm thinking I'm going to have to report that you said there was a master bedroom here. What? Is there anything we can work out? Sure. Sign the friggin' contract. You see how this works? If Nike and all these other companies are throwing money at black people to make them happy so they don't feel oppressed, maybe it's a marketing ploy I can use in real estate. Mr. Seller, how many offers have you had from black people? Mr. Real Estate Agent, how many black people have you shown this property to? You can't have it both ways, people. If we're going to do business, we're going to do business. If we're going to basically, I won't say the words, but if we're going to screw around with each other and play craziness and Corona Karens, and we're not going to do anything for 6 months, yeah, that's not how business is going to transact. I wouldn't want to be the person without a chair when the music stops on all of this. You got to be smart. So take your political stuff off the table. Stop posting on Twitter and Facebook that the world's going to end if you don't believe it. But if you do believe it, I'm your guy. I want to buy a house, and I want to buy your house because you're going to move into a commune for the rest of your limited days, and I'm going to be the guy who's going to buy that house and hold on to it until the market returns. Give me a call. See how this works? If you call people out on their beliefs, they only have one or two ways to go. They can stand up and say that's what they believe, and at which point, hats off. I respect that. But then if you don't stand up for what you believe, then I know you were full of shit all along. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are completely full of it. And I'm going to find out. And I'm going to put an offer in front of you. And I'm going to play the black card. I'm going to play the race card. I'm going to play the Corona card. And, we'll see what happens. It seems to be working. You got people left and right. Another company today said they're pulling off Facebook because of the hate messaging and allowing political speech. Hey, don't worry about it. Your realtor's got it all under control. He or she has said, you've reached the bottom. Don't even worry about it anymore. Things are going to get better from here. And I'm just going to tell you, hey man, no they're not. We're all going to die. You know it. And it's really good because I'm going to be able to see your social post. I'm going to see what you believe. And as I said in a video a long time ago with about Simon Sinek, I want to do business with people who believe what I believe. So I believe that the market's going to go south. You obviously believe the market's going to go south. You believe that we're all going to die, barring something happening in 2021. You got to know your property's not going to survive value-wise until then. So let's get a deal. It's Friday, and I just hope you guys understand I was being facetious and sarcastic a little bit. I'm just kind of tired of people telling me that everything is horrible when we're here in South Florida and we're living life. You can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to live your life. That choice is up to you. I just want to buy some property. I want you guys to have a great weekend. Not a good weekend. I want you to have a great weekend. Get out there, live life, hit the beach, and we're going to go look at some property tomorrow and have some fun. Have a great weekend.